Wasn't important.
It was. How to redo the whole thing.
Well, we are now recording, according to the little, yes, we are recording now. Well, welcome, I'm SmallBizDavid, and welcome to episode 6 of our Dreaming with Entrepreneurs New American Business Plan Family Game. That's where things have evolved, Barbara, since you and I first started having this discussion, this current discussion on April, I think I spoke with you for the first time on April 26th. And for those of you who have been following me since those days, you already know, but for those of you who are new to SmallBizDavid, please go to dreamingwithentrepreneurs.com TV. No, dreamingwithentrepreneurs.tv. Dreamingwithentrepreneurs.tv, and you will see one of many 60-minute discussions I've had with Barbara. And we just enjoy doing what we're doing, don't we?
Yeah, we keep doing it.
And you are the best at what you do, and I'm like down in wherever I am.
Oh, please stop it.
What I do. Well, I told you we were going to talk for 15 minutes today. As I was planning, there's no way that you and I can talk for just 15 minutes, but we're going to try to keep it to 15 minutes, and we'll say it's the first of many 15 minutes.
Okay.
And 14 minutes into, and there's no timer anywhere, so we've been talking for about 12 minutes from now. There's going to be a special announcement about these two books.
All right.
Okay, so one of the two books just happens to be a book that Barbara authored.
Yeah.
And it's funny, as I started telling her where my head was on some things, and we started talking, she said, David, I just wrote a book that would fit into that discussion perfectly. And it has. It is unbelievable. And it relates to the announcement we're going to make in 12 or 13 minutes, whatever. Okay, so what I did, it was really hard to do what I did.
I have my copy too.
And what I would like to do, and we'll go as far as we can go this time, I would like to pick my favorite question from each one of your chapters.
All right.
And it will tie into our game in that it's a game about learning as many small business keyword concepts as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. And then you come in, and it's perfect how your book fits in, because now you take it to the new revenue stream, because you don't have a business with ideas. You don't have a business until you create at least one new revenue stream. Mm-hmm. So that's another part of the discussion that we have in our game. So chapter number 1 was a checklist for determining whether starting a business from home is for you. And it just so happens in that list of 20 questions and keywords that you had, the most interesting ones to me were the first and the last. First question being, do you possess the entrepreneurial spirit? It starts there.
Yeah, you got it. You have to, and it ties in with the last question, because there are no guarantees. You are taking a risk. You are probably not going to have a regular income stream. You're going to have good times, bad times, and unbelievable challenges, but also unbelievable opportunities. And so the outlook is unlimited, but you have to have the personality to be able to handle the ups and downs.
And you used another keyword that you and I are going to agree to disagree about down the line a little bit, and it's risk. And we'll have some fun with the concept of risk. Okay, second question in chapter 1. Are you ready to take the risk? You already answered that question. Ready to take it. Thank you. Okay, let's go to chapter number 2, checklist for determining how to start a business from home. The question that popped out on the page on that one, Barbara, was, have you determined your goals for getting into business?
Right, because the old expression, let's put on a show. You can't just say, I'm going to start a business. You have to have specific goals about what you want to achieve in terms of your product sales or your services that you're providing, and you have to get specific, and you have to really define these goals. And of course, goals change over time.
Yes.
But you must start out with something. It can't be just a generalization.
And to supplement what you just said, I quite often reference Brian Tracy's Goal Planner. It's a 30-day plan, multiple questions each day. If the individual, even it can be somebody in business today or starting a business, if you sit down and get yourself into a 30-day goal planning habit, it's going to work. It's got to work. It's got to work.
Mm-hmm. It does. It really does help to define your goals, because then you know what you need to do to achieve them.
And how many times in your lifetime do you think your goals have changed?
How many days in my lifetime?
No, how many times in your life? Yeah, and you've never told me how many days have been in your lifetime.
No, I'm saying the goals can change every day is the point.
Yes, yes. We find new pieces to the puzzle.
We find new things. We have new ideas and all of that, yes.
Okay, next chapter. Chapter number 4. I call this the Barbara Weltman chapter. Chapter number 4. You don't call it that. I call it that. Now, you have 2 questions in a row there that I tied together as one question. And this is some of the expertise that you have offered me over the years, because now we're talking to Barbara Weltman, the attorney, and we are talking to Barbara Weltman, the #1 author in this country on small business taxes. And those 2 questions together tie it. Do I understand which legal entities offer personal liability protection? Question number 2, do I understand the income tax implications of my entity choice?
Yeah. So
that's you all over.
that kind of sums it up. So you want to be sure to look, someone just starting out with no assets to protect probably is not highly concerned about protecting a big portfolio or a home or anything like that. But it really is a good idea for everybody to think about in this very litigious society that you want personal liability protection. I think it's important, though, and let me supplement that with what with saying it, that just because you choose an entity that offers personal liability protection, like a limited liability company or a corporation, doesn't mean that you don't have personal exposure as an owner, because you do if you are required as the owner to co-sign any loans to the business, which SBA loans, if you own 20% or more, you're going to have to co-sign. If you buy a vehicle for the business, you're going to have to co-sign. If you have a lease, you're probably going to have to co-sign. So you're going to be personally liable anyway. And on the flip side, even if you don't have personal liability, if you're a sole proprietor, you can get protection through insurance. So it's kind of a complicated situation, but the more protection you have, the better. So that's a
brilliant segue. May I take a 20-second break for a marketing commercial?
Absolutely.
And where can somebody get the very best answers available to those topics that you just addressed? And if you don't have a copy nearby, but I see one in the background of it. No, I'm not. I'm talking about.
Oh, my small business taxes book.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're in production for the next one, which will be out for the 2021 edition, which is for 2020 taxes, which has all the new pandemic-related tax changes.
And what are you and I going to be doing the second week in November?
We're going to be talking about
to celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week.
Right, you betcha.
With that, and I'm submitting today or this weekend what I plan to do that week. Are you keep looking? Are we 14 minutes in?
I haven't looked yet. We're getting close.
But here's the surprise.
Okay.
For the next 100 folks who commit to being community ambassadors in our Dreaming with Entrepreneurs game and playing the game, that's when we take the game offline and we go online, when I go into those communities personally for at least 50 hours with the guarantee there will be at least one small business that evolves from that weekend, and there will be unlimited income revenues, new income revenue streams realized. Okay, so for the next 100 folks who commit to being a community ambassador, I will happily give away copies of Barbara's book. And I'm going to throw in my book that I wrote in 2007, and here's why. It's such a perfect match. In 2007, 749 questions, I had at least 1,000 small business keywords. As I look back on what I wrote back then, I absolutely had to tear two chapters out of the book. And guess what comes along to answer the 2 chapters I had to tear out? How special?
How wonderful!
How special is that? And so the next 100 folks will get copies of this book. Now I won't even say about a signed copy. We haven't worked at the details, but it's going to happen. And I'm happy and proud and honored to do that. It's such a
thank you.
It's such a great moment in my small business journey.
Great.
And, okay, I guess we're at 15 minutes. I don't have a timer there, but let's. Okay, here's how we're going to leave it. You have the right of first refusal to any 15 minutes that I'm going to produce. You have so you say, okay, David, I'm available this time. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, now I found out yesterday what's going to happen. I rudely stopped the recording and it shuts everything down. So I don't want to be rude. In the old days, we used to kibitz after we.
Right.
Okay, so thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.
My pleasure as always.
Okay, bye bye.
On to the next time. Bye bye.